So Jiri versus Carlos Ulberg for the vacant belt just got announced, which means that my GOAT, Alex P, is finally moving up to heavyweight for that third belt. And it makes a lot of sense for him to do that because he's basically beaten every single top contender at light heavyweight except for Carlos Ulberg. And him moving up and fighting for a third belt is going to be massive for his legacy and massive for the sport. Now the main question is, who is he going to fight? And sadly, it's probably not going to be Tom Aspinall because Tom Aspinall's been dealing a lot with that eye injury. I think he recently had surgery or something, or he's going to have surgery. But it sounds like it's pretty bad, so he's probably not going to be able to fight for a while. And that of course leaves the door open for a super fight with Jon Jones. But if you've been listening to Jon Jones recently, he's been talking a lot about having arthritis and stuff like that, so it doesn't really seem that likely that he's going to come back and fight in like the span of 3 months. And unfortunately, or fortunately for us Alex P Glazers, that leaves Ciryl Gane. And the reason I said it was unfortunate is because Ciryl Gane does not deserve this, okay? He does not deserve these kind of handouts from the UFC. He got the fight with Tom Aspinall by robbing Alexander Volkov. Then he pokes Aspinall in the eye in the first round, so they have to stop the fight. And as a result of that, Tom Aspinall also gets a really bad eye injury, which means he won't be able to defend his title. And that's how Ciryl Gane got himself into the position where he's gonna have a super fight with Alex Pereira. And despite me being salty about that, it's probably the most realistic outcome. But part of me actually likes this fight, because out of Aspinall, Jones, and Gane, I think Gane is probably the easiest fight, stylistically at least, because he doesn't have as much power, he's more of a tit-for-tat striker, and he relies on a lot of movement, which Pereira could probably shut down with his leg kicks. And he doesn't have the same finishing ability as someone like Aspinall, who has really dangerous boxing, and he doesn't have the wrestling of someone like Jones. Now that said, the speed could definitely give Pereira some problems on the feet, but in the end, I would definitely favor Alex Pereira in that fight. And as an Alex Pereira glazer, I really want him to be the first fighter in history to hold a belt in 3 different weight classes. Not simultaneously, of course, because the UFC doesn't allow people to do that anymore, but you get my point. And him winning that third belt would definitely put him up in that GOAT discussion. I already think Alex Pereira is quite underrated when you talk about the GOAT list. I think he's easily in the top 10. He's probably above DC in my opinion, actually. Hot take, okay guys? I actually think he's above DC. But he's undoubtedly one of the greatest fighters in the heavier weight classes. And if he were to move up to heavyweight, it's not like he's gonna be undersized or anything like that. Like, I'm pretty sure he walks around at heavyweight, and he's around the same height as someone like Aspinall or Ciryl Gane. Plus, when he moves up, he's gonna bring that lighter man skill times 2, baby, times 2. And I just think these fat, unathletic, disgusting heavyweights they're just not gonna be able to deal with it. Of course, excluding the boogeyman of the heavyweight division, Shamil the Blog Aziev. But all that aside, let's talk about Jiri versus Ulberg for a bit. And I really want Jiri to win this fight. I mean, could you imagine him defending the belt like he never lost to Alex P? It would be amazing. I pray for times like that. But that said, it is a bit of a tricky fight. Ulberg is really good on the feet. He's very technical too. And he's really good at landing leg kicks on the back foot. And we've seen that leg kicks are a bit of a weakness for Jiri because he stands very wide and pretty lead leg heavy. And if Carlos Ulberg can compromise Jiri's legs early like Rakic did, Jiri's gonna be in for a very tough night. But I'm gonna have to do some more tape study on Ulberg before I give a definitive prediction for that fight. But I think that's enough yap for today, guys. Check out my last video. It was about Deshaun Strickland versus Hamza Chimaev. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for some of the best yap on MMA YouTube. Am I just an Alex P glazer? What do you think of this announcement? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also don't forget to share this to every single Alex Pereira fan you know, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!